A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. We've all of us have read Surah At-Takathur so often. Okay. The surah about sometimes they translate it as competing or as rivaling someone. But really I see it more as amassing, kind of amassing stuff, whatever that stuff is going to be. The stuff of this dunya, the stuff of whatever. People could say, amassing goods or amassing wealth or amassing. It's so powerful that the Quran doesn't restrict it. Allah. You go straight to surah, straight to the first verse. Okay, now there's only 8 verses to this short surah. Alhaakumut takathur. That this amassing, this has distracted you. Now, what does this? Now, there's many ways to understand this. It could be speaking about wealth of the dunya. It could be speaking about actual properties. It could be speaking about things like evil actions, being immersed in that. But it could also be speaking about the illusion of quantity. You see, there is a distinction between happiness, or there is an illusion of happiness being found in quantity, a sa'ada. Allah says, Alhaakum at-takathur. You see, it is a mistake, people, to assume that people or those people who are genuinely happy, that they have the most of everything. They don't. It's just that they make the most of everything they have. It's the qualitative absorption and utility and enjoyment of what they have over the quantity. But it's so easy because look, in this dunya, so many things are a numbers game. It's true, isn't it? It's a numbers game. People often say security lies in numbers. Even to that extent, our sense of identity is tied into numbers. We want to be part of a bigger group. The identitarian. This is Henry Tajfal, who has so much, he has groundbreaking research on the minimal group paradigm. That within the individual, you see, people had studied the individual in the group, but there is a group within the individual. That it could be arbitrary what you give us, but if we are split over anything, and in his experiments they would randomly allocate people to groups, just the mere fact of being in a group was enough to identify with the in-group and favor them against and be biased and prejudiced against the out-group, even if it was absolutely arbitrary. We find safety in our, even in questioning our thoughts. Oh, just follow the crowd. It's safer. I'd rather be with. What did the poet had said? هل أنا إلا من غزية إن غوت غويت وإن ترشد غزية أرشدي. I am just one of my tribe. If they're astray, I'm astray. Chalta hai. Allah says that 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 you will not be guided. وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So, at the perspective of beliefs, ideas, goods, assets, happiness, أَلْهَاكُمْ التَّكَاثُرُ. It was the quality. Sometimes you'll get people, and this can affect everybody. You know, it may affect us when you may identify with this, I may identify with it, or we may know someone. You'll see people who they have wonderful ideas in life, so talented, bright, have energy, but then they get so many. Oh, you know what? I should do this. I've got a friend. I won't name him. I don't want to. He's so I want to do this. I want to go to university. I'm going to follow this degree. I've got this idea. I'm going to start up this business. I'm going to do this. You know what it is? I want to get into software. I want to design software. Oh wow, that's a trade I should be in. I should be in this trade. I should do that. Next week you speak to me, oh my God, I'm thinking more and more about I should actually become a crypto trader. I should. ألهاكم التكاثر. You see, if you spread yourself so thin, the real goals in life, the things that real happiness and quality is made of, that stuff, you miss it. Maybe you catch a bit of it, but حتى زرتم المقابر, until you reach the grave. Allah. See, but in a way, insan is like that. He's so distracted. It's so easy because this world within us, in the hearts and minds, it is so vast. It's so easy to become distracted. We're all guilty of it. This is where we align, we gather our focus again. كلا سوف تعلمون. See, because either way, you certainly, and I certainly, and we all certainly will come to know Allah. That, in the end, what did we spend all that time on? Trying this and that and this and that. And I'm not dissing. I'm not saying if you can pull off multiple ventures, pull them off. You see, what I'm speaking about is the illusion of quantity as a concept. So Allah says, كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. That with certainty you will come to know. كَلَّا لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عِلْمَ الْيَقِينِ. If only you knew with certainty, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Now this, one understanding of this is the afterlife, damnation, that you will see damnation. And I believe by extension, we can also understand it to mean, and this is from the kind of miraculous nature of the Quran, it gives us so many understandings when we look at it, that even in this world, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Allah. What happens afterwards, that's afterwards. Even in this dunya, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمَ. And where does this damnation, where does this hell begin? Begins within us. Allah. See, and we spoke about that previously. Innal abrara lafi na'im. We'd spoken about that in a previous. That one way of understanding is that in this dunya, they are in these blessings. They are in an internal paradise. Allah says, ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. And you'll certainly see this, see ruin. I feel one of the greatest tragedies of a human life is its failing in realizing him or herself. To have not realized, actually, like self-actualized. That's what I mean by realize, not a realization, but a realization. To have not self-actualized by the time we reach the end of this journey. لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. And then at that stage you see it with certainty. That, Yar, what have I done in this life? And at that point, what does a person do? ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. See, when a person realizes that damn, then they are asked. One understanding is the akhirah, of course, but even here, this is the meaning. This is also an incredible meaning that you can see, that even here, at that stage, a person who's asking, they themselves are realizing, what about all those blessings I did have? Damn. لست براجع ما فات مني لا بلهفة ولا ليت ولا لو أني. That I cannot bring back those things that have gone. Not by saying, if only, or I should have, I could have, I would have. These things, it's too late. And I think this surah is such a beautiful and empowering reminder. So brief, 8 ayat. Begins straight, smacks you. Alhaakum At-Takathur. Notice Allah is not saying that Takathur is evil. Amassing things is evil. Allah is not saying that this is Jahannam or this is haram or this is. Allah is not saying that. It's much greater than that. Alhaakum. You missed the point. It distracted you. What a powerful surah. Alhaakum At-Takathur. Hatta zurtum al-maqabir. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. Thumma kalla sawfa ta'lamun. Allah. لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Allah is telling you that these things, that you will see them عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. And then you will be asked, تُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. What about the countless blessings? But these powerful reminders, what they do is they also, it's like a wake up. It's like You've washed your face and you've freshened up. It's like a caffeine kick. Say, let's start again.